Okay, so Sophia, I guess firstly tell me a bit about your situation prior to working with Forage.
Mm-hmm. My situation was a bit challenging, to say the least. I had been in a bit of a health crisis while I was working in Victoria, so I moved back to my hometown of Adelaide, stayed with my sister, and she's basically nursed me back to health for about a year and a half. It was a difficult time. It was a time where I wasn't actively looking for work. I had gone through a series of losses in my life, personal losses, professional losses, and I had found myself somewhere where I didn't really want to be, but I had to move forward somehow. So I was with Hutt Street Centre. I was very fortunate that I found accommodation through my caseworker and got into public housing. That was a real blessing. I became a little bit more independent as I moved out of my sister's home and into some accommodation which was really suitable. It was tough in the beginning, being on my own again after probably, 20 odd years in a family situation, raising my young daughter and then working and having all that set up, and suddenly being on your own. So I was at a point where I really wanted to work and give back something as well. So I was doing some voluntary work, but I needed a little bit more. So paid work would have been really helpful, and I was in contact with a Pathways program through a lovely woman here at the Hutt Street Centre. She still works here. And she suggested that I sign up for the Fringe Festival with Forage Supply Co. And that's what I did, and the rest is history, really.
And how has it been working with them?
Excellent, very flexible. Scotty's the hands-on person who I have a lot of contact with, and he has organised all my shifts and training and has overseen me working for the company, and it's been a blessing. It's helped me in a very big way, and I'm not just talking about financially, but it's given me a lot of self-esteem. It's given me back some dignity. It has made me much more broad-minded, given me a lot of patience as well. As you know, it's a casual employment, so they're not regular hours, but they're great hours to be working and to have something after losing everything.
And what kind of, stuff do you do with Forage?
It's basically customer service and food service. So it's preparing food, serving food, setting up the van, displaying things, taking money, using FPOS, those kind of things, dealing with people, describing our social enterprise and what we do. That part is really a great thing when you have that customer contact and can talk to the public about what we do and what our interests are and how plant-based food figures in that. Yeah.
It seems, talking to you, it's something that you do really enjoy.
I do, yes, I do. Hospitality is not an industry I originally thought I'd be in, but it came at the right time. I've been really blessed, and the university's got my back.
How is it working with Justin?
Great, yeah, he's good. He's quiet, very reserved, and but there's a lot going on there. There's always, his mind is ticking over. Really great. I have, as I said, a lot more to do with Scotty, and both are great to work for. Very kind, a lot of compassion, very lenient in any way possible. They're flexible, so if you're late, you're late. If you're not, but that's not an issue. Just great professionals to work for, I believe.
I guess you kind of wouldn't expect a footy player to be involved in all this kind of stuff.
No, well, I don't follow football really, not one of the few Australians probably, but I have a lot of respect for what he does and where he comes from, and the fact that this is a great passion of his and he'd like to take it to different levels, and I think that's going to make a really big impact socially. It's needed, and if he can do it, it's a big bonus.
And do you think it's great that Forage works so closely with Hutt Street as well?
Definitely. Oh, definitely. I think collaboration is everything when it comes to addressing social disadvantage. Homelessness in Adelaide is rife. It has a higher profile now than it ever has. It's something that we really need to address seriously, and I think the two working together can produce better outcomes, can put programs on the map, can make just improvements in this sector.
Why would you encourage people to get involved and, I guess, donate to Walk a Mile?
It's what I think we need to do as human beings, as part of society. We have to look after each other, even if the other person you don't know. It's not about knowing somebody, it's about being humane and having that compassion for somebody's situation, because you do as a human being. Not because you might be there one day, or you may never, or you have a good life, or you don't. It's not for those reasons. It's just because we are intrinsically all positive role models. We have those values that need to be supported by one another to show that kindness towards another human being. That's the ultimate. That's what we are all about.